Welcome to Salem Maritime National Historical Park. This waterfront was once one of the busiest places in early America. From here, ships sailed across the world, bringing back goods that helped build a new nation. As we look out across the harbor, it's easy to imagine how active this place once was. Global trade brought great wealth to the city, but it was also connected to systems of enslavement, colonization, and unequal power across the world. This view helps us see the whole picture. Straight ahead is the Derby Wharf warehouse, built in the early 1800s. Huge amounts of cargo passed through buildings like this. Tea, spices, porcelain, coffee, textiles, whale oil, and more. And it reminds us how central this waterfront was to America's early economy. This ship is the Friendship of Salem, a full-sized replica of a 1797 merchant vessel. Ships like this didn't carry passengers. They carried cargo that came from thousands of miles away. Crews from Salem crossed dangerous oceans to reach ports in Asia, Europe, and the Caribbean. Seeing this ship helps us imagine the long voyages, hard work, and global connections that powered Salem's success. As we walk along Derby Wharf, you're stepping onto a place that once stretched nearly half a mile into Salem Harbor, one of the longest wharfs in the young United States. During Salem's busiest years, this path would have been crowded with sailors, captains, and workers hauling crates and barrels to and from the ships. The customs house behind us kept careful records of every cargo, and the federal taxes collected here helped support the new American government. Ahead, you can see the small white lighthouse. Even though it was built later on, it guided ships safely into this shallow channel well after Salem's peak trading years. This is the Derby Wharf Light, a short, simple lighthouse built to guide ships into the harbor. Unlike tall cliffside lighthouses, this one didn't need height. Its job was to help ships line up with markers on shore so they wouldn't run aground. For sailors returning from months-long voyages, this small light meant safety, home, and the end of a difficult journey. Today, it marks the end of the wharf and the beginning of the open ocean that shaped Salem's history. This brick building is the Salem Custom House, built in 1819. Every ship had to stop here so customs officers could inspect cargo and collect taxes for the federal government. The Custom House shows how trade was organized and regulated in the early United States. This yellow building is the Hawks House, begun in the 1780s by merchant Benjamin Hawks. Its large size and elegant details show how successful Salem's trading families were, but construction moved slowly, and the house wasn't completed until long after Salem's shipping business had already begun to decline. The Hawks House tells the story of both the rising confidence of wealthy merchants and the moment when Salem's global trade started to fade away. This brick building is the Derby House, built in 1762 for Elias Haskett Derby, one of the richest merchants in early America. From this site, the Derby family managed voyages that sent ships to China, India, the Caribbean, Europe, and beyond. Much of Salem's early wealth came from the powerful trading network they built. The Derby House is one of the best preserved Georgian period homes in the country. Its symmetrical windows, brick walls, and refined doorway reflect the success and influence of Salem's merchant class. Today, the Derby House helps us understand how global trade shaped daily life, how ships, sailors, and cargo coming through Salem Harbor shaped the architecture, culture, and identity of the young United States. This is the West India Goods Store, where people in Salem bought items brought back on merchant ships like tea, sugar, cocoa, coffee, spices, and tropical fruits. These products came through Caribbean trade routes, which is why they were called West India goods. Stores like this show how global trade changed everyday life, bringing flavors and objects from around the world into New England homes. This is the House of the Seven Gables, built in 1668 and known worldwide because of author Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel. Even though it's not part of the national park, it connects directly to Salem's maritime story. Families who lived here relied on the sea through shipbuilding, trade, and local industries tied to the harbor. Much of the wealth that built and maintained homes like this came from the global shipping network centered in Salem. This shows how maritime success shaped the city's architecture, culture, and literature. This view shows the harbor that influenced nearly everything in Salem. From here, ships set out on voyages that connected this small New England port to continents across the globe. Looking out at the water, it's easy to imagine the tall masts, busy wharfs, and steady movement that made Salem a major center of trade in early America. Returning to where we began helps us see the whole story. Salem Maritime reminds us that America's early growth didn't happen only on battlefields. It happened in ports, on ships, and through hard work on harbors like this one. The choices made here shaped communities, economies, and lives across the world. As we end our tour, think about how places like this help us understand the past and how we can use that history to make better choices for our future.